Welcome back to episode 2 of the Right Way podcast, where we empower people to be the best versions of themselves. I'm Shayla Wright, and today's topic is airplane safety, putting yourself first. So, we've all seen flight attendants give the safety briefing before a plane takes off. Whether we've been on the plane or we've seen it on TV, the safety briefing is always the same. They say, in case of an emergency, put your oxygen mask on first before you try to assist somebody else with theirs. This is because if the cabin pressure goes down in the plane, you have to put your safety mask on first so you can breathe before you can help another person breathe. Because if you can't breathe, you can't help anybody else. You're no good for anybody else. So you have to put yourself first in this situation in order to be good for you or anybody else around you. So why is it so hard for us to put ourselves first? I'm guilty of it. I'm sure we're all guilty of it. One of my main reasons for not putting myself first is I don't want to be selfish. So let's go ahead and throw this selfish myth out of the window. Let's just throw it out right now. Selfish people tend to only think of themselves without any regard of anybody else or anybody else's feelings, anybody around them. Now, the difference between being selfish and putting yourself first, when you put yourself first, you take your needs and wants and desires into account as well as others, but you still do what's best for you without trying to harm anybody else. So putting yourself first means that you prioritize your own needs. Now, you can still love somebody and put yourself first. Because when you love somebody, you say, well, you put their needs and wants and you take that in consideration. You can do that, but you can also love yourself too. You can do both. They can coincide. Fact, you cannot love somebody properly unless you first properly love yourselves. So I'll let you guys think about that for a second and I'm going to move on. See, nobody else can do this for you. Nobody else can put yourself first for you. Nobody can make you feel anything. Like I said last week, the difference between feelings and emotion, a feeling is the thought we put behind an emotion or what has happened. So if you hurt my feelings, I choose to be hurt. If you do something, if you lie on me, I choose to be angry or sad or mad, or I can choose to let it go and move on. See, nobody can make you happy. Nobody can make you be anything. You choose to feel those types of ways. So you have to find happiness within. You have to find your own peace within before you can do anything. So it's your responsibility to make yourselves happy. It's your responsibility to protect your peace. It's your responsibility to make sure that you're good. Others can contribute to your happiness. Others can help you take care of yourself, but ultimately you have that choice. It's your responsibility. Nobody else can do it for you. So what happens when you don't put yourself first? It eventually leads to a lot of different feelings of resentment, underappreciation, feeling undervalued, low self-esteem starts to creep in. You become mentally exhausted and just burnt out. And when you're overworked and wrecked with anxiety and stress and exhaustion, everything you do just feels like a chore. When you're burned out, you can't enjoy the simple good things in life. You can't enjoy things like just going to dinner with friends or being with family or playing a game or reading a book, things that you normally would enjoy because you just need a break. When you burnt out, you deplete your serotonin, which is your happy hormone, just to keep yourself going. So you're using the hormones that are reserved for your happiness and things like that. You're using those to just keep yourself going. So things that would normally make you happy, you can't enjoy it anymore because you're exerting all of your energy on just making it to the next day and making it to the next moment. I have to do whatever you have to do because you're just running on empty. So Those of you who know me or know that I like basketball, I've been coaching for years. It's my happy place. In a lot of ways, it's my self-care because when I'm in the gym, nothing else matters and I'm just focused on the game and focused on my players, and it gives me a sense of peace. But a few years ago, when I was completing my bachelor's degree in psychology, I was trying to get it done. So I signed up for five or six classes for in one semester, on top of working, on top of coaching, on top of being a mom, on top of everything else I had to do. I added that to my plate, which led me to total burnout. I was up all night trying to do homework and complete assignments and trying to go to work and then try to spend time with my kids. So I had gotten to a point where I was just totally burnt out. And when it was time to go to practice and coach my basketball games, I found myself feeling like it was more of a chore. It's something that I normally would love to do, and it was normally my break, my woosah moment to be in the gym in my peace. But because I was so burnt out and I was going in every other area of my life, something that might have brought me joy or usually brings me joy, it didn't bring me joy anymore. It didn't bring me peace. It was just something else to do because I was running on empty. You can't your car can't move without gas. Every night you charge your phone up. These things can't work properly unless you charge it up, unless you give it the fuel it needs to go. And the same is with you. You can't drive a car with no gas. If there's no gas in it, you can't go. And it's same with you. If there's nothing else in you, your body eventually will tell you to stop. So rest is not an option, it's a requirement. There's no shortage on things we have to do every day. Your to-do list. It's natural to want to say yes and think that you can do it all. We say yes because we want to please people. We want to avoid conflict. We want to be nice. Or simply because we think we can handle it all. Or it just needs to get done, so I have to do it. The reasons why we go are infinite, and that's exactly why we need to force ourselves to stop. See, our psychology and our physiology, our body, are so intimately connected. When you don't give yourself a break, your body goes into survival mode, and your cortisol levels or your stress levels exacerbate. They grow, and meaning it starts to pull for other areas of our brain in order to function. So it pulls from other areas of our brain that are reserved for love and peace and contentment. It pulls from those areas to make sure that we survive. So we're missing out on our peace and things like that because we're pulling our energy. Everything is going into trying to just go because we won't take the time for ourselves. We won't take a break. And when you overextend one part of yourself, you not only suffer, but everybody else around you suffers. I did a video the other day about protecting your energy and telling you that like energy is real. When you around somebody, you pick up on their vibe and their attitude and the atmosphere. You pick that up. But in the physical sense, it's really real. So you can be sitting all alone in the kitchen, and your child comes in, or your spouse, or your partner comes in, or your friend. You could be standing all alone, and they can feel what type of mood you're in. Without anybody even saying a word. And I'm sure you've done it too. You can look at a person, especially somebody you're close to, and you were like, what's wrong with you? You could tell by their face, by their attitude, by the way they're holding their body, by their silence sometimes. And what we don't realize is that energy literally can transfer to us. It's a study that I was reading the other day that children are being tested and they're experiencing high levels of cortisol, which is the stress hormone. And these children, they're kids, they're barely into their teens, and they're experiencing these high levels of cortisol. And the reasoning behind it is because their parents' stress is literally physically transferring to them, and we don't even realize it. We don't realize how it affects our children, how our mood affects our children, how us overexerting ourselves affects our children. And we mean well, but these children are stressed within their body, which is not their own stress, but it's stress that is being put upon them physically. And their blood tests are showing these high levels these days. And the thing is, we think that we have to do everything, we have to be everybody for everybody, but we have to take care of ourselves. Think of this: the people that you love the most, they love you too. And they want the best for you. And they want to see you happy. And they want to see you healthy, just like you want to see them happy and healthy. So the best thing you can do for yourself and your loved ones is to take care of yourself. Take care of yourself first. Because if you take care of yourself first and you take that time to cater to your own self and do the things that you like to do, and sometimes this means saying no, and it might disappoint people, but sometimes you have to set those healthy boundaries, and it means saying no, I can't do it right now, and they'll still love you for it, but you're getting what you need out of it. Somebody told me a long time ago, they asked me, what do I do when I'm upset or when I'm stressed? And I told them, I clean. I do busy work. I clean. I don't want to think about it. I clean. And they told me, does that make you feel better? And I had to think about it, and it didn't. It didn't make me feel better at all. And that's because I was just putting it in the back of my mind, and I was just moving forward. And they told me to try to, when I'm feeling down or I'm feeling depressed or I'm stressed about something, do something that I like to do. Change that energy. Do something that I enjoy. And so I tried it. The next time I was feeling frustrated, I went and got my favorite food, and I sat down and I watched one of my favorite shows or my favorite movie, and I laughed, and it made me feel better. It changed my energy. It uplifted me. It poured back into me what I was missing, and it actually changed the situation. So some other examples of what putting yourself first looks like, it's you have to realize your own worth and your importance. You have to realize that you're important. And if you don't love yourself, nobody else can do it for you. You have to check in with yourself. See how I'm feeling today. Say, well, I'm tired. Well, why? Examine your feelings and your emotions and work with that. You have to set those boundaries. You have to say no. Sometimes you have to say, you know what, I can't do that right now. I need some time. I'm stressed. I have too much on my plate. You have to know what those healthy boundaries look like. You have to celebrate yourself. You're worth it. You have to say, well, I'm not where I need to be or not where I want to be, but I'm here. Or I celebrate your small wins every day. Celebrate yourself. And establishing these healthy routines will give you what you need to keep going. And once you take care of yourself and start loving yourself, when it's time to be that mother or that father or that worker or that partner, you'll be given out of a place of abundance, rather than a place of reserve or emptiness. You'll be given out of a place, I have enough to give you. So you'll be given the best parts of yourself if you take advantage of taking care of yourself, if that makes sense. So next time you feeling the frustration and that stress, I want you guys to practice, whether it be 30 minutes a day. Commit to doing 30 minutes a day of me time. And it doesn't have to be a a chunk of 30 minutes. It could be 5-minute breaks during the day. As long as you get that 30 minutes of just doing things, whether you're just breathing or taking a deep breath or doing things you like. If you like to play a game, or just take that time for yourself to recharge you. Just like you recharge your phone every day so you can use it. Recharge yourself so you can keep going and use it. I hope that today's podcast has given you something to think about. I hope it's giving you something that you can take back and utilize in your life. I hope you guys are enjoying these podcasts. I'm getting more comfortable, and I am enjoying just putting this information out there, and I'm hoping it's being beneficial to you. I appreciate you guys for sharing and liking. And if I would just want you to continue to share, follow me on social media. And we are Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, at Right Way Living on all those platforms. Like the videos, share the videos with somebody that you think might need to hear this information. Stay connected with me. If you have any questions, concerns, ideas, things that you want to know about, things you want us to talk about, connect with me, direct message me, follow me on ShaylaWright.com. Any of those platforms will be greatly appreciated. Stay connected. I appreciate you guys. And this is the end of this podcast. Tune in next week as we talk about more topics of mental wellness and how to be better and live your life the right way. And don't forget to put your mask on first and take care of yourself.